welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura. I got new lighting, so this is my first video taping with the new lights. I hope you like it. I hope you can see me now. I am doing a book tag. Ashley tagged me in this, and I am doing the opposite book tag, and I will link to her original video below. I don't know where she got the video from, but I will link her channel down below. And I am going to share 20 books. I have them written down in my notes, 20 books that are opposites. So here we go. Number one is the first book in your collection. Now, I couldn't remember what my first book was, but since I track all my books on Goodreads, I was able to sort and click on the book that I had bought first. And the book that I had bought first is Twilight. I bought this in 2011, and then since then I collected all the books behind me. But I did pick up Twilight in 2011. I think I read this way before 2011, but this is when I started tracking of all the books that I owned. So this is the first book. The second question is the last book that you have acquired, and the last book that I acquired, and I did not haul this, so this is going to be new to you. I picked up Missing Pieces by Heather Guntingkoff, and I always have a hard time saying her last name. She was the first author that I read when my YouTube channel started 2 years ago, and I really liked her book. I read she wrote a book about shooting in a school, and I really liked it. I don't remember the name of it, but I will blurb, when I do my video, I will blurb the name of the book that I read by her, and I really liked her writing style, so I figured I'd pick up her new release, which just was released recently, I think in February, and I got Missing Pieces. So so I'm going to go into this blindly. This is an author buy, so that's this one. Okay, I think it's a mystery. Okay, number 3 is a cheap book. I recently hauled this one as well. I didn't put it in a book haul because I got this at the Dollar Tree. Yes, I paid $1 for this book, and I picked it up. It's called If Hooks Could Kill by Betty Hechtman. And look how cute. It has a little dog on it. And the reason I picked this one up is because March Mystery Madness was supposed to read something about a hobby or a craft, and it has to be a mystery book, and I saw this for $1. I was like, might as well buy it, and I like the little doggy, so I love the cover, so yeah, so I picked this one up. Okay, number 4 is the most expensive book that you bought, and the most expensive book is a book that, I can't even lift it. This one is huge and humongous. Look how fat that thing is. This is a graphic novel Compendonium, or however you say that. This book was, I don't even know if the price is in here. Oh, $59.99. Of course, I did not pay $59.99. I bought this with my 30% coupon or 20% coupon, so I got it cheaper, and I ordered it online, so I was free shipping and all that, so I did not pay $59.99, but this is the most expensive book I think I own. So besides bind-ups and stuff, and it's a heavy chunker of a book. And I did start reading it, so I did read at least one. So I read one, so that's that one. Okay, the next one is a male protagonist. I picked up, and I did not read this book, but I did read the first book of this one and the second book, and I'm on reading the third one now. I picked this one up. The character I'm talking about is 4. He's a male guy that he is in Divergent, and I really liked it. I did not read this book, but I do own it. Divergent was my favorite book of 2014. I am reading Allegiant now. I read Insurgent last year, and I'm reading Allegiant now because the movie's coming out, so that's why I picked this one. Okay. The next one is a female protagonist, and the female protagonist, and I don't remember, Selena, and glass of Throne of Glass. So I just pulled this off my shelf. I couldn't figure out. So yeah, she's a female assassin, and I read this book. It was okay. I gave it a 3-star. So I think I wound up listening to this on audio just to get through it. So yeah, so that's that one. Okay, so the next one, a book you read fast. A book that I read fast would have to be Angel Fall. This book was amazing. This is by Susan E. This is about angels, but they are not good angels. They are badass angels. And I really enjoyed this one. Actually, my daughter Naomi just finished it. She's reading book 2 now, and I have to read book 3 before she reads it. So, yeah. So I have to get on to that soon because she's already in the middle of book 2. So yeah, so that's this. And it's an amazing book. I gave it 5 stars. Okay, the next book is Book You Read Slow. And you all know that I read this one over a year. This is Outlander. This took me over a year to read. Just the writing style was just too hard for me. I wound up going on to audio, and I did finish it in January. Finally, it took me a year to read this one. Okay. The next one is A Pretty Cover. A Pretty Cover. I picked this one off my shelf. I have not read this book yet, but I really like the cover. And this is Kiss of Deception. Look how pretty the cover is. Yeah, I have this displayed on my shelf downstairs. I need to read it, but I haven't gotten to it. Of course, I have bookmarks in there. I was supposed to read it with a reading club, but somehow I didn't get to it. And so, yeah, so that's this one. Okay, so the next one is An Ugly Cover, and you all know I love this book, but it has an ugly, ugly cover, and I would not have picked it up. This one, Winger. This is an amazing book, though, but the cover I don't like. So, yeah, I probably would not have read it, but I was forced to with a book club, and this book was amazing. It's about bullying, and I really enjoyed it, and I am looking for all Andrew Smith's books because I liked his writing style. So that's this one. Okay, so now we're up to a national book, and because I'm reading this one right now, I just picked this one up. I think she's a New York author or something, or New Jersey, because the book takes place in New Jersey, and we're looking for One for the Money by Janet Ivanovich, and I'm reading this really, really quickly. I'm listening to this on audio, but I tried to follow along with the book and the audio, but the audio is skipping words, and I hate that. So, yeah, it's very hard to follow along. I like to follow along and listen at the same time, but this is not doing it for me. I am enjoying it, but, yeah, the audio is not that great. So I just want to let you know. Okay, so now we're up to an international book, and this one I am listening to on audio, and this one, And Then There Were None. Agatha Christie is an international author. She's from England. So, yeah, so I'm listening to this for March Mystery Madness, and I'm not really liking the audio as well. I am following along with the book, but I'm not liking the audio, but we'll see. Maybe it'll get better. I'm not very far. I'm only on page 60. So, yeah. Okay, so now we're up to a thick book. A thick book that I have not read yet, and I must read in 2016 would have to be this one, Breaking Dawn. It is a thick book. So, look how fat that thing is. But I should be able to read this soon. So, it is on my 2016 reading list. So my pile's getting high. It's up to here already. Okay, so now my thin book would have to be maybe not. I did not read this one yet. This is by Colleen Hoover, but it is a thin book. Not that many pages. This one has... there's no page numbers on here. 120 pages. 120 pages, so yeah. So I got this one. Okay, so now we're up to number 15, which is a fiction book. And I did not read this one yet, but I just pulled it off my shelf behind me. And I picked Geek Girl by Holly Smalley. And I know that Ashley read this one. That's why I picked it. So, yeah. So, that's this one. I have to read it because I do own, I think, the 5 books. So, I need to read this one. And I do have a bookmark in there. But I didn't read anything yet. Okay, so the next one is a nonfiction book, and the nonfiction book that I always go to is The Secret by Rhonda Brine, and this one is very good. I read this it's really short. It's about like, I'm trying to think of how to explain it. The secret is how like things, if you think positive, positive things will happen. If you think negative, negative things will happen, and it's like a magnet field. So that's the main reason. This is really, really good. If you have not read this yet, this is life-changing. It makes you think happy things. It makes you gravitate to positive thinking. It was really amazing, and someone actually gifted this one to me. Yep. See, I even got, someone mailed this to me. I was having a rough time, and someone mailed this to me, and she even wrote a note in here. It says, sorry it took me so long to get this to you. I hope it helps. And she wrote her name inside. So yeah, so this was gifted to me. And this has helped. This is a book that I would go back to and read again. So this is on my nonfiction shelf. This is an amazing book. So if you have not read it yet, pick it up. It's amazing. Okay. Gets you out of a reading slump and all that. Okay, so back to number 17, which is a romantic book. And just recently I picked up a romantic book, and I picked Did I Mention I Love You? This is about a girl who falls in love with her stepbrother, but they are not related. Okay, this book was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I just finished it, and I did pick up the second book that was just released in March. Yeah, and there's a love story in here, and yeah, it was pretty good. So yeah, so that's the book I chose for romantic. Okay, so now we're up to action. A book that has action in it. This one was amazing. Fire and Flood. I read this from the library, and I had to pick up my own copy when it was released in soft covered, and I loved the cover. I do own the second book. I have not read it yet, but the book one was really good. I read this really fast, and yes, so I recommend this one. If you haven't read this one yet, it's really good. So pick it up. Okay, so now we're up to number 19, which is a happy book. And I would say this one, Love Your Life by Living Happy, Healthy, and Whole by Victoria Austin. I listened to this on audio. I have the audio in my car. I have the physical book as well. Yeah, she was really good. She is a little preachy, so if you don't mind the preachiness, then this book was amazing. Makes you think about life. Makes you think happy thoughts, and yeah, so this one made me happy. Okay, so the last book is a book that made me sad, and I cried. So this one is a really good book. It's a nonfiction book, and it's 5 Love Languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts by Gary Chapman. Yes, I did cry during reading this book. This is a nonfiction book. I don't know, there was one part that I cried. I was like, oh my God, that's me, that's me, that's me. And I was crying, so yeah. But this is an amazing book if you want to learn what language you feel. Me and my husband have 2 different feelings. I like to be hugged and kissed, and he does not. So yeah, and yeah. So this is an amazing book. So anyway, so those are my 20 books for the opposite tag. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope the lighting was better, and I will see you in another video. Thank you, Ashley, for tagging me. Bye.